Wednesday morning. It's McCollum on Business. I'm Stephen McCollum, and for the next 30 minutes or so, I'm going to get you updated on what's happening around the business world. And look, here on this Wednesday, more, I guess you could say, optimism that the war in Iran is going to be settled here shortly. President came out this morning and said next week or two is kind of what the outlet term that they're looking at. They say that President Trump said Iran's president asked for a ceasefire, but the U.S. wants the Strait of Hormuz to be opened first before that will happen. So optimism around the Iran war ending is growing out there, which, of course, is affecting oil prices. They've fallen to around $100 a barrel here as the president made those comments here this morning as well. And then obviously, stock market. First day of the new month. Let's get into it with that Market Watch. Let's see how the month starts. We finished with a rally on the last day of March. We're starting with a rally here on the first day of April as well. Stocks are all higher. It's all around that optimism of the Iran war ending. That optimism is growing in huger numbers. Dow Jones right now up 349 points. 46,651. The S&P 500, it's up 50 points right now to 6575. The Nasdaq's up 232 points to 21,818 as of this moment. Then you got the Russell 2K, that small cap index, up 30 points to 2524. And then Bitcoin, well, basically even today, but 68,199. Which means it is underneath that 70,000 level. That it's kind of the barrier point where it crosses over that for a few days, crosses back down underneath it for a longer time frame. And there we are, folks, 68,206 as you see on your screen right now. And then stocks we're paying attention to, Nike is the first one we're going to look at. They reported their numbers yesterday, 13.33% down as of right now. And yesterday it was up when we looked at it. Kind of the optimism of them reporting their numbers was out there. Yeah. Did not go well for them, obviously. 13.29% down. North American revenue came in at $5.03 billion. Analysts were expecting $5.04 billion. So did miss it. Didn't miss it by a ton, but did miss it, obviously, as well. Nike posted fiscal third quarter earnings of 35 cents per share. That exceeded the earnings of 28 cents per share overall. They came in with revenue overall of $11.28 billion. Well, that beat the estimate overall of $11.24 billion in revenue as well. Then, with these reporting, and now, like I said, the North American revenue was the one that was struggling here compared to everywhere else. Then, after they reported these numbers, well, downgraded here by a bunch of investment firms, J.P. Morgan, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, all downgraded the stock, Nike stock, after their reporting yesterday. So not a good morning for Nike, 13.59% down here today based off of their reporting numbers yesterday. Now let's look at some home furnishing stocks here. First one, well, the only one really, RH is what we're going to look at here as well. We focus on this high-end furniture sales. Way down today as well, 19.49% down here this morning. They said they see full-year revenue growth ranging from 4 to 8%. Well, the street was expecting a full-year revenue growth range of 8.8%. So they've got their number below the estimated amounts expected. Fourth quarter adjusted earnings came in at $1.53 per share. Revenue was $843 million. The forecast, $2.22 per share. So they missed that by a lot because they only came in at $1.53. The expectation on revenue, $873 million. They only came in at that $843 million. They missed their numbers largely. That's why they're down. I'm pushing 20% here, 19.20%. RH down here as we start Wednesday's trading, about 30 minutes into the trading day. And then let's look at some entertainment stuff here. Dave & Buster's Entertainment is what we're going to take a look at as well. Making some waves here today on the stock market. 14.77% up right now by Dave & Buster's Entertainment. Management for this company said they expect an increase in same-store sales, the revenue and adjusted earnings as well for 2026. So big growth here coming for Dave and Buster's. At least that's the expectation by management. Dave and Buster's posted a fourth quarter adjusted loss of 35 cents per share. Well, the expectation was a profit of 39 cents per share. And also revenue came in at 529.6 million. Well, they came in, the expectation was $555.9 million dollars in revenue. The growth in this stock today is based off of the expectation of Dave and Buster's management coming up for 2026 is where we're getting this 15.47% up here. Dave and Buster's here on this Wednesday. Later on when we come back, we're going to look at Walt Disney Company in the news today as well. And then we're going to look at some energy stocks. I told you oil is trading in the $100 range here this morning. It's come down considerably here with the optimism of that war ending here coming up. We'll look at a few oil stocks, Chevron, ExxonMobil. We'll specifically look at those with graphs. We'll talk about ConocoPhillips and other stocks in that oil category as well coming up here when we come back and look at stocks here shortly. But first, news around the economy. Well, U.S. job openings, they did fall last month. They fell down to 6.9 million job openings, and hiring was weak, which does show more signs of sluggishness in the American labor market. We, of course, have known this for a few months here, but the Labor Department gave this report out yesterday, and they said that that 6.9 number was down from 7.2 million that happened in January. The job openings and labor turnover summary, that's the JOLTS report. They showed that layoffs actually rose in that time frame. So 2.97 million people quit their jobs in February, which is a lower number, by the way, than expectations. People giving up their jobs is a sign of confidence in their prospects of finding better pay or working conditions someplace else or another company. The number of people leaving jobs last month was the fewest since August of 2020. That tells you people don't think they can find another job quickly enough. A measure of hiring also deteriorated in this reporting. The JOLTS report did show 4.85 million gross hires in February. That's the fewest since April 2020. Also, the hiring rate, which is the number of hires as a percentage of employment, well, it dropped to 3.1%. I'm not going to shock you when I tell you it's the lowest since April of 2020 as well. That, of course, what happened in April 2020, right? That was the beginning there and the big unknowns of the COVID-19 pandemic shutting down the economy at that time. So we're hitting numbers to that pandemic level numbers as of now here with this reporting in this economy as of right now. And want to give you an update here. We have a couple update stories coming your way. But yesterday we told you McCormick's is merging with the Unilever Foods brands as well. Yesterday we looked at that McCormick stock that was up yesterday based off of that news, which means that the portfolios of both these companies are about to grow out there. Both companies made separate announcements yesterday, and they said that they entered into an agreement to combine McCormick with Unilever's foods business. So here's their wording in their reporting, creating, quote, a global flavor leader in attractive and high growth categories. The puns are amazing. The transaction, which Unilever did say was unanimously approved by both companies' boards of directors, they say it will create two focused, faster growing businesses, better aligned to its categories, capabilities, and value creation model. Unilever Foods includes household name products, so basically Knorr, which, is seasoning, cooking aid brand. They do Hellman's, which is one of the world's leading mayonnaise brands out there. And then other local brands from across the globe. From that perspective, McCormick's, they do the spices. Frank's Red Hot. They do Cholula, Stubbs, Old Bay, Lowry's. Those brands underneath their wing. The new joint, the new joint company will keep McCormick's name and will be led by McCormick's CEO and CFO. Senior management, well, it's going to be filled from Unilever Foods, according to the companies here as well. It's expected to close by mid-2027. It is pending shareholder and regulatory approvals, even though the boards did unanimously approve it. Still got to go through the process here, but There's your update on that big announcement yesterday as well. And hey, if you're, we talked had a story a few weeks ago about how used car prices, as they're being purchased as wholesaling, that those prices were actually up, and these companies were buying cars at wholesale auctions at higher dollar amounts. Well, this reporting is coming out as well, and basically, car sales are being affected by the gas market right now, the war in Iran, and car makers are now expected to report lower first quarter U.S. sales. Well, the Middle East situation is clouding the industry's outlook as well coming up here this year. Now, the other problem is there was very favorable dynamics to the car industry last year at this time. Gas prices are expected, the big reasoning here on hindering car sales coming up, but then like I said, last year's numbers with the tariffs coming in, people rush to buy cars, spike car sales. That's obviously going to affect your previous year's numbers coming up. Cox Automotive forecasts a 1.1% dip in Toyota's auto sales in their first quarter. A bigger factor, though, than the war in Iran, than the gas pricing to get cars over here and things like that. Well, worries last year, the expected tariffs, as I said, from President Trump. Uh, Everybody rushed to buy cars to avoid the tariffs. So you have huge numbers that these car agencies are going against, like Ford, GM. They're going against huge numbers last year compared to this year. But Cox Automotive expects sales drops of more than 9% for General Motors and Ford compared with a year earlier. Both of those car makers, if you go back a year ago, reported huge sales numbers leading into the tariff headlines and stuff. Remember Liberation Day was right around this time frame, April 2nd of last year. So we're running into those large numbers. The auto information website Edmunds, well, they project U.S. car sales of 3.7 million in the first quarter. That's going to be down 6.5% from a year ago period. Analysts that track electric vehicles and specifically Tesla, they expect it sold 365,000 approximately units in the first quarter. That would be an increase of 8.6% from the 2025 period, but it's a decrease of 12.6% from the fourth quarter of 2025. So Tesla, remember what was happening last year with Tesla, Elon Musk and the Doge situation of affecting them at this time frame last year. So the extended period of high energy prices due to the Iran war obviously could spark greater interest in EVs. Just to give you an idea on that, searches for EVs on Edmunds, they accounted for 23.8% of customers' searching engines in the week of March 16th. That's up from 20.7% at the end of February. And obviously, there's nothing happening in the market with oil prices and things to that effect. So, car market going into some serious question marks coming up. And we're going to see reporting, of course, from Chrysler, Ford, etc. after last year's sales bump. So we saw that on the EV side when they took the rebates away in September of last year. A lot of people rushed to buy them to get those $7,500 rebates. And so they're going to have a couple times here, big numbers they're going up against as well. And if you're a fan of Sam's Club there, well, be aware of what's coming here. Is of course, Sam's Club owned by Walmart. Well, it's increasing its membership prices coming up in May. They are saying they're doing it because they prepare to expand its footprint, meaning more stores across the United States this year. So they did send an email to all car holders out there. They did email USA Today, which is where we get this reporting. And Sam's Club said it's raising its annual membership prices starting May 1st exactly. The price increase was communicated, as I said, through email if you have it, have the membership. So check your emails. The membership price increase, well, it comes as Sam's Club plans to open 6 new stores throughout the U.S. this year. Now, they've previously reported that new stores will open in Tennessee, California, and Texas. Seems kind of crappy, right? They're opening new stores and off the back of your membership dollars. According to Sam's Club, the price increase will affect both its club membership and its Club Pit Plus membership as well. So, club membership, it's going to go from $50, it's going to go up to $60 a year. So, a $10 increase. The Plus membership rate, well, it'll go from $110 to $120 a year, so $10 increase there as well. But little benefit for the Plus members. You'll also be able to earn up to $750 a year in Sam's Cash rewards. Well, the previous number, the current number right now is $500. So they are raising that up, a $10 increase. And then you bet your rewards side of it, if you're a Plus member there, goes up maximum amount up to $250 in terms of cash rewards there. So Sam's Club price increase coming your way. And here's an update for you as well. Remember that story of Hershey's and Brad Reese, the grandson of the Reese's founder, H.B. Reese? Remember that whole hubbub here a few months ago? And Brad Reese did come out. He's basically said, he didn't basically, he flat out said that Hershey's changed its iconic Reese's products to use cheaper ingredients. Hershey's, of course, denied it. He kept sticking with it. But now Hershey's plans to respond. And they did it in their investment day, by the way, but they did not mention Reese at all in this, what they're changing out there. They kind of made it sound in their investor day like it was their decision for doing it as well. So, look, we know who gets the credit for this, even though they don't want to go that way. Here's what Reese's or Hershey said yesterday in their investment day. Quote, we're enhancing our Kit Kat recipe to deliver a creamier chocolate, transitioning our sweets portfolios to colors from natural sources, and ensuring that all Hershey's and Reese's offerings are consistent with their brands. Classic milk, dark chocolate recipes, which is exactly what Brad Reese wanted. He said they changed from that amount as well. So the mention of being consistent with their brands, classic milk and dark chocolate, well, that tells you right there they're acknowledging the concerns of H.B. Reese's grandson, Brad Reese, because he had mentioned that specific stuff in his complaints that he had a few months ago. So, but like I said, Hershey's did not mention him once during the entire investor day. They just kind of threw hints there that they're listening to him. Bloomberg reported the company will swap out a chocolate compound coating in Reese's and Hershey products by 2027. Now, they did put a statement out, Hershey's did, to Yahoo's Finance. It's kind of lengthy, but there's just parts of it here that just kind of catch your eye. Obviously, Hershey, in this letter, said Hershey's is committed to making products consumers love, and that means continually reviewing our recipes to meet evolving tastes and preferences, right? They went cheaper on their products, didn't use milk chocolate and that stuff, and got caught, got called out for it, and now they're reviewing it to go back to the other staples and everything as well. So they're going back to 2027 as when we'll start to see those changes come back and happen again out there as well. So Hershey's also said that while they're making those changes, they're doing a 25% increase in R&D to fund talent, technology, and nutrition science across their products and product lines and their salty snacks and all of their brands out there as well. So Hershey's announcing changes back to the way the company was started, at least when they bought Reese's, the company was, and they silently changed it. And a lot of companies are doing that, folks. They're just, right, we had that story on Chick-fil-A, changing it to, what was it, pea oil or pea whatever. They switched that stuff. People complained about it, and they quietly switched back to something else. Reese's got caught going cheap on their chocolates, and boom, changing it back now as well. So sometimes it pays to pay attention to what companies are doing with our food out there. And folks, when we come back here at McCollum on Business, we keep the show rolling here on this Wednesday. Well, of course, we'll look at the market watch, we'll look at the stocks we're paying attention to. We'll talk about those oil stocks with that price coming down to $100 a barrel. And then we got some local stories coming your way as well. So stick with us. McCollum on Business. here, McCollum on business. Wednesday. Oh, what is today? It's Wednesday, correct? As I man, it's been a week here, right? As well. My voice is getting better. I don't know what happened to it. It just went a little haywire on me and feel fine otherwise. Although, with the weather out there, right? Raining on me coming in this morning. A little stuffy here today with the allergies going through the roof here as well. And getting better here, folks. And don't forget, on Friday is Good Friday here coming up. Markets are closed, so we will not be here for McCollum on Business on Friday. So tomorrow will be the last show of the week, but generally we're here Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. as well, and get you updated and get you ready for the business day in the morning. We appreciate everyone that tunes in at 7 o'clock live here at Robat TV. As soon as we're done, we put this up on demand on Robat TV as well as, well, our production YouTube page out there, TME Media AZ is where you can find all of the shows that we produce as well out there on the YouTube page. Well, except for the Real Matrix, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. Of course, as soon as we get done here, we go into the main event, 8 to 10 a.m. live here at Robat TV. As soon as that's done, up on the YouTube page, TME Media AZ as well. Free podcasting system. We know a lot of you, we see the numbers, likes the podcasting system, likes to listen to the show. Well, that's up, TME. Just search the main event with Steven or the main event with Dale. It comes right up for you on your favorite podcasting system, Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeart, etc. You can find that there. Pit Stop coming your way as well this week. We always look back at previous racing into this weekend. It's Easter weekend, so racing's a little different this week. As some get breaks out there. IndyCar's on a break, Cup Boys are on a break, but Truck Series and O'Reilly get underway this weekend at The Rock, Rockingham. Pit Stop will be on demand as well on the YouTube page, TME Media AZ. That has its own podcast. The Pit Stop is where you can find that. But search the Pit Stop with Steven. It'll come up. There's a lot of pit stop shows that are not mine and not anything to do with racing out there, and they're defunct shows. But so just search that. It'll come right up for you. Then, of course, you have The Real Matrix. Now, that is not on our production page, YouTube page, TME Media AZ. No, it's over at Rumble, rumble.com/user/TME Media, and it pops right up for you there. The Angry Patriot and his guests out there, well, they want you to come in with an open mind. Well, it's on demand here at Robat TV, 10 a.m. on Fridays, his new episodes. And then on Rumble, on the podcast system, search The Real Matrix Angry Patriot, and it'll come up for you. For those of you that would rather listen to it, well, that happens at noon on Fridays for you. There are new episodes coming out at that time. And we appreciate you guys supporting us. Support everything you do. Like that YouTube page, like your podcast system as well. Even if you catch us live here at Robat TV, etc., and you don't go to those, just log in and just hit those for us and give us a like. It just helps us get the word out there for people looking for this type of programming. With all that being said, no show here on Friday because of Good Friday. So let's finish up today, at least, with another look at the Market Watch. You know, stocks are higher beginning this month. Obviously, today's the first day of the month. This is not an April Fool's. Yeah, the Dow Jones is up 227 points right now. S&P 500 up to 45. The Nasdaq's up 240 points, and then the Russell 2K, that small cap index, up 27 points as of right now as well. Bitcoin, well, it's technically up today. It's gotten better as the day's gone on, but still under 70,000, 68,389 for Bitcoin here today. Now, there's a lot of optimism around the war finishing in Iran here, and that is what we are looking at. Private sector hiring totaled 62,000 in March, which is better than expected. That ADP report is coming out right now as well. So private sector hiring, better than expected there. And, of course, that's that ADP report. We'll probably give you the full update on that tomorrow as well. So we're starting to get those government reports hitting us right now as well. And let's get into stocks we're paying attention to. First one, Walt Disney Company we're going to look at. They're up today, 0.95% right now. Don't forget, they just did a CEO transition in the last week or so. And they also have now been upgraded by Raymond James, that investment company, moved the rating on the stock to outperform. Before it was at the perform level for Raymond James. So they say while macroeconomic headwinds could weigh on Disney's outlook, Raymond James says that that makes these levels an attractive valuation to get in and buy the Walt Disney stock now, according to Raymond James. They're up 0.78% here this morning as well for them. And then oil stocks. We told you oil is down and trading at the $100 a barrel range consistently here this morning as well. Our first oil stock we're going to look at, Chevron out there. So obviously, all this is tied off into the hopes of the Iran war ending here coming up. If oil prices are dropping, that means oil tied stocks are also dropping. And the reason being, they're not going to make as much money, obviously, selling oil into the market. And that's why Chevron is down 4.09% here this morning. Oil was in the $130 range, $120 range. It was fluctuating there down to $100 a barrel. That means they're losing $20 a barrel now moving forward. Chevron's down 4.10%. Let's look at ExxonMobil as well. Obviously, two oil giants down 4.74%. And I can pretty much tell you everything in this space. ConocoPhillips, EOG Resources, all down today with oil prices falling here on the market down to that $100. Western Texas Intermediate crude futures are down below $100. Brent crude is down about $100 as well here today. It's trending in the above 100, whereas West Texas Intermediate I see right now is actually below $100 right now. So these oil stocks obviously taking a hit because they're just not going to make as much money based off of oil prices falling on the market out there. And now let's talk a little local stuff, right? Diamondbacks have now officially had their first two regular season games over at their home field, Chase Field, there in downtown Phoenix. And an interesting thing came out. Nick Pecoro of Arizona Central came out with this story first. I saw some other people starting to report on it out there, but you know those brand new ribbon boards that the Diamondbacks have been touting all offseason, especially as we get into the season, along with their video board out there. Well, these new ribbon boards kind of surprised people when they showed up to their seats. Well, because they've partially obstructed views of the playing field for a lot of seats out there, season holder seats, but even people pertinent to the game of baseball are affected as well. The team did say that they'll relocate unhappy ticket holders, which is interesting because Diamondbacks had no idea seats were obstructed with these boards going in. That's just attention to detail lacking here by the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, these boards, there's three levels of them. You can kind of see them on your screen there, right? You got the short one that ends on your left side, then the two longer ones. They go around the whole field there as well. They circle the field. They were installed as part of the offseason upgrade for the stadium. They mainly affected the view from the front row of the upper deck, but some 200 level people are affected as well. The 300 people are being a lot more vocal about it. And these are people that have sat in these seats for years. First row of the 300 deck, they're used to that view and kind of shocked here as well. D-backs CEO Derek Hall said, quote, "We are well aware for the view has changed for ticket holders in the first row and are also not happy about it." If only the season ticket holders couldn't do anything about it, and you didn't know about it either, sir. So what are you not happy about? The fact you didn't do your job properly and see that they're obstructing it? We are working closely, he went on to say, with them to relocate to an acceptable location. For some fans, the seats may be a partially obstructed view, but I clearly understand they previously were not and apologize. We had a similar situation years ago on the suite level when we first built its ribbon. It's even more egregious. They've had this problem before, and they had it again. Folks, they care more about the video boards than they do as you as season ticket holders. But it's not just that. Some press box seats, right? Well, who cares about the media? I agree with you about that, by the way. But it's who has to be moved in the press box area. The Diamondbacks had to relocate the game's operations crews this week, right? If you don't know, the game operations crew, that's the official scorer of the game, pitch clock operator, the person who runs the ABS system, the automated ball strike system. They had to move because their view was obstructed from home plate as well. And the Diamondbacks are oblivious to this being an issue until it was brought up to them when they showed up to the stadium on Monday and they went, wait, what? It's egregious, folks. It is just egregious that this has happened. And like I said, if you don't know, because people go, who cares about 300 level people? Well, first of all, I am a man of the people. Some people like that view from up there. Some people, that's all they can afford, and they're supporting your team with season tickets to a game. They've sat there with their family year after year after year. People get all over Michael Bidwell about what he's doing at Cardinals Stadium with the fans. The Diamondbacks went for profit and video boards over the season ticket holders and diehard fans in those seats. It baffles my mind how that happens, to be honest with you. Hey, the Navajo Nation, let's talk about them a little bit up there in northern Arizona. They have now inked a new agreement with the state of Utah, which is basically for advancing economic development and authentic indigenous representation all through films, cinema, and those types of projects. It was signed earlier this month. It's a memorandum of understanding, and it formalizes a time honored tradition of filmmaking at Navajo land. Now, we're talking, as you see there, we're talking very scenic areas that a lot of films film at. The agreement is all about being film friendly by building up a local workforce from camera crew to actors through its Navajo Talent Agent program. But it's also about caring for the environment as the tribe's natural resources. Agreement for Utah to keep filming there, help build up that area as well for Monument Valley, and keep it pristine here as well because it's just gorgeous land up there. And so the Navajo Nation making that commitment there with Utah and to continue to work from that perspective. And finally, Children's Museum of Phoenix. Some big, if you haven't been there, if you have kids and you haven't been there, first of all, you should go as well. But also, they're going to be making some changes over the next 5 years or so. They're going to expand its indoor and outdoor spaces over the next 5 years. It's a $23.5 million capital campaign to fund the major renovation and expansive project coming up that they want to do. You see the outside of the museum right there on your screen. It includes 27,000 square feet of interior renovations, 10,000 square feet of new outdoor space coming that way as well, which will transform the Children's Museum into one of the largest children's museums in the country as well. So what this will do with this expansion, it's going to allow the museum to increase visitation, add new exhibits, and they'll have more space, and enhance early learning opportunities for children here in the Phoenix area. It's one of the city's most popular family attractions, and the growth reflects the region's rising population, but also the demand for high quality education and recreational resources for children out there as well. So, excuse me, I apologize for the sounds here. Geesh. So, the capital campaign was launched back in March of 2026. The 5 year transformation project is expected to be completed by 2031. If you do the 5 year map there as well, coming their way aside. So that is going to happen. And the museum plans to begin the construction on the interior renovations in 2027 as well. So this year, no construction. I know construction will kind of change things up there as they're working on it, but that is about to go underway there at that Children's Museum there in downtown Phoenix as well. And folks, I appreciate you joining me here on this Wednesday edition of the show and putting up with my voice this week and everything. Hey, we're going to get through it, right? Tomorrow, Thursday, another show coming your way. Friday, we are off due to Good Friday. Markets are closed, but we'll get through tomorrow as well and get you updated on what's happening with the market. Hey, 2 days here. First day of April, at least is starting off good. We'll have to see how it ends later in the day. Come and join us tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Main event coming up next. We'll see y'all soon. Have a great Wednesday night.